G'day everyone, it's T-Nick back here again in Transport Fever. Time for another round of punishing ourselves by ripping stuff up that we've... I'm just kidding, I'm not going to do that again. I really hope that worked out because I'm recording these episodes back to back, so I'm not actually sure yet if anything worked there or if it's all going to come down a big steaming pile of excrement. But you join us here in Colombia. We're watching one of our passenger trains roll into the platform here to pick up people going to Rockford, and he stopped a lot shorter than I expected. How's he going for capacity? He's dropping most of his people off, so that's good. He can pick up plenty of people. So he's leaving full, and he is leaving a lot of people behind, which comes to the subject of today's episode, which is not floating platforms, although that's a thing that's happening apparently. I wouldn't stand right there, mate. That's going to give way any minute now. But woo, look at our train leave. Yay. So while we're waiting for our goods trains to bed in, I realised a couple of things. One, I've completely buggered things up here because, well, this train here is waiting for the log train to get out of the way because I forgot to connect the tracks up down here. So I'm going to borrow a loan up a bit here and just finish building this junction because I was in such a hurry to get everything going that I sort of didn't really finish doing anything. Which should not come as much of a surprise to those that know me, but those that don't know me, yeah, I ran ahead a bit half-cocked and forgot to connect up this terminal up here properly. Whoops. Oh well. Sue me. Don't sue me. I'm not worth much. Let's just connect this up down here. Now, where are we going to want to connect it back up to the main line? Probably around about here somewhere. So we obviously want to have the freight trains going through here. So if we could have a set of points coming off like that. And then we'll have another set of points coming off like that. And then we'll run this up here a bit up to the log terminal. Where is the log terminal? It's just up here. Okay, good. So we'll bring it up to about there. And then bring that in like that. Yeah, where we have the log train simmering away nicely. So hopefully that should free things up a bit because actually we probably don't need the second track up there. Oh no, because the plank train will be coming back, so that's fine. No, it's more about, yes, you figured out you can now go around, which is good. Now we'll put in a few signals down here at the junction. We'll put this one shy of the level crossing just so we don't block it. We'll drop another signal down here to protect the points. Drop another signal there. I'm just throwing signals around like they're going out of fashion at the moment, which is probably a bad thing. Now we still got a single track here too. I'm not a big fan of that. I'd actually like to move this track over to here. And look, it's going to be a bit of a convoluted route for the old passenger trains, but bear with me because I have an idea. I have a great plan like so many before me. So you're a one-way signal, and I'll put a one-way signal here. Please don't confuse the plastics train. No, he's figured out what track he wants to go on. That's fine. Good. Okay, so that's fine. So basically, incoming passenger trains, I'm going to have crossover a couple of times to get onto this track and then cross back again. Now, that's only a short-term thing because obviously, eventually I want to have them go through this platform here. And the reason for today's episode, to extend the line down to Mesquite. And I also sort of want to extend it to Nashville and Minneapolis, but I don't know if we'll get there. We're going to try. We have about an hour to play with, so we'll see what we can do. But yeah, so I want to connect this platform up here. That's good, and I want to connect him up on the other side as well. Keep it symmetrical. We'll throw another signal down here to stop the freighters. We'll try and get the passenger trains a bit of priority. I don't know how well it'll work. And we'll need to do the same thing going this way. Actually, no, we won't, because the passenger trains going out will still be able to use this outermost track here, which means we will blop down a signal there. So hopefully, yeah, we're getting there. Look, it's not what I envisaged. So we want the plank train to... no, that's fine, because they're the plank and the plastic and the passenger trains, and obviously the passenger train at the moment is coming over there. So no, that is actually okay. Now let's quickly pay off our loan before the end of the year so we don't pay any interest. That's going to be like a first for this company. Ooh, Merry Christmas to us. Paid the loan off. And we have $1 million to absorb that sort of start of month financial hit. Now, another thing I didn't do, and you've probably screamed at your computer screens about it, is I didn't actually connect up this other platform. Such was my lust for freight trains that I didn't connect it up. That was a weird thing to say. I should stop talking. So, yeah, we're gonna have to. Actually, we don't need any signals because the signals are at the platform. Woo! Didn't start a year in the red either. Woohoo! Happy 1878 to us. Yeah. But we will also need to switch over one of these trains to the other terminal. So there we go. So that way they're not sharing a track there. So that's something. Now the plastics train should be arriving empty because he hasn't figured out what he's doing yet. And that is all A-okay with me because he's still trying to bed in. It's more making sure we've got everything connected up right down at the station. Eventually I'll need to put a second track in here. In fact, why not do that now? We've sort of made a bit of a mess for ourselves down here, haven't we? So we'll put a second track in on this side. Our poor train's having to work around my shoddy track work here. Yes, toot toot. So we'll bring this track down to the junction there. And yeah, we'll try and connect this chap over here. There we go. Yeah, we've really naffed this whole thing up, haven't we? What a mess. I'm really tempted to just take the bulldozer to this thing completely and just try and start again. But we will also need to connect this up down like that. Good. Are you happy? You're gonna toot toot your way through, and I can demolish this. Have I been building rusty track this whole time? I can't actually tell. I hope not. I hope I've been building the proper track. Yes, there we go. So that, I mean, it's not perfectly straight, but now it's sort of, the theory is there. It's double track, so it's coming down. And obviously the passenger train's having to cross over there, but that can't be avoided. Now the plank, I don't know why I bothered building a second track here because, well, nothing needs to use the track in that direction. Well done, me. Now everything insists on using one track for some reason. Why is no one going over here? Let's get rid of this signal here. I don't know if that helped anything. It certainly made a satisfying noise. Make that a one-way signal there. That did literally nothing to help. Okay, what have I missed? What have I missed? What have I missed? We need these two center tracks to be the main line. So this one here, yes, it can't get over to where it needs to get to. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the pause button. And I don't like building while paused because, you know, it feels like cheating. But I'm just going to demolish the whole thing. I'm going to go whoop, 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 and just completely start again and hope that everything works out because I have made a meal of this. So this junction over here is fine. The theory is sound. Trains can split off and go in there and then come back and cross out. And I don't like the turnout, so I'm going to demolish them anyway. But the theory was fine. It was okay in theory. It just didn't do it right. So we've got a million to play with, and that shouldn't be too bad for track work. It shouldn't be too bad, except the track work won't actually connect up. There we go, that's a bit better. So we'll run you down like that, and we'll put a set of points in like that, and that's basically fulfilling the same thing before, but without being, you know, hideous. So I'll throw down a couple of signals. There's already a stick there, and there's already a stick protecting trains coming out of the siding. So we need an in track over here for trains coming back to the facility. That won't be a problem. But the first thing I want to do is connect this track up directly with this middle track here, and this middle track down here with this line here. Good. Now, passenger platforms we will now connect up as if we were running straight through. Obviously we'll need a set of points because trains aren't running straight through at the moment. So I'll put a sort of a temporary turn back in there. The log plank line's still upset, obviously, because I haven't connected up of this bit again. So I'll run that down there, and now that needs to be able to get, what are we going? We're keeping right, so it needs to be able to get across to that track like that, and that should be happy. Everything should be happy. Yes, well, all the lines are happy. How are they drawing? They're drawing all right. Everything still insists on using this track, so I'm hoping one-way signals will correct that. If I put a one-wayer in there, we are happy. Oh, that wasn't as hard as I thought it'd be. Yeah, I could make a that's what she said joke about that, but I won't, because I'm pretty sure I did that last time, and if I didn't, what a wasted opportunity that was. And that's what she said. That didn't make any sense. Now, signals coming this way, we'll leave this set of points alone here, because they won't last forever. I'll put a one-way stick in there, and the signals at the other end are fine. So if we hit play, apart from having a weirdly disfigured passenger train here that's just sprung back into existence, see 56 of 56, he's leaving 36 behind. So this is why I'm going to extend this line, going to extend it, and I'm going to add more trains to it, and hopefully increase capacity while we do that. So what are you? You're a goods train who does not know he has to carry goods because we haven't delivered any plastic yet. But that's okay because we don't have any planks there either. I want to make sure everything stays balanced because we don't want to end up with too many planks or too many plastic. Too many plastics? I don't know. Whatever the plural of plastic is. Are we producing any fuel down here yet? No. I think the oil train has yet to make its first delivery either. Yeah, that it has. So as I said at the start of the episode, nothing has bedded in yet, so it's all still very up in the air. So I'm relying on our other trains to keep making us money. But now we need to build a railway line from Rockford down to Mesquite. And that will also give us access to this steel mill where I want to connect up to our coal mine over here and our iron mine here, and then of course take the resulting slag to a construction site. So, but first we'll build the passenger line from Rockford down to Mesquite, and then figure out where we're going to go across this river here. And that's going to be one heck of a hill. We need to make sure the line goes past this iron ore mine, which shouldn't be an issue, but getting down the hill might be. So we might actually put the station sort of at the top end of town, and that way we can gently come down and across the river over here. I think that's going to be a nice idea. Oh wow, okay, that's going to take a big old chunk out of the hill. Maybe this plan not the solid plan I thought it was. We could put the platform on a bit of a hill, but the hill would be going in the wrong direction, so I'm not too keen on that, and that involves demolishing some sort of house, possibly a house. Oh, here we go. This is looking a bit better. There we go. That's not too bad. So if we put it on it's already on a grade, dummy. That's why it looks so weird. That's better. So it was already on the right grade. Just a bit too much of one, and it doesn't look too bad. If we put it like that, it's obviously too much of a hill. So what if we change to about 2? That's not awful, although it is digging a bit more out of the mountain than I'd like it to. What about 3? No, digging in too much. What about 0? No, digging in not enough, or too much. It doesn't look right, put it that way. What if we don't attach to the road? That might actually make things easier, and then we can attach the road to suit. What if we do it like that? We want 2 tracks. So that doesn't require too much work on the old landscape. Now, let's just hope we can connect this road up. I'm doing air quote marks. We quote unquote can connect the road up. We just probably shouldn't. So I will demolish that house after all and build the road around like that and see if that makes any difference. I would be very interested to see a car take that. Oh, too much slope. Okay, it's not going to let me do that. Yeah, I was thinking it could. Now, what if we sort of build a smaller road, maybe? Down like, no, that's not enough of a curve. No, I want to curve around a bit like that. No, not like, just like that. Yeah, like that. There we go. How's that look? That actually doesn't look too bad. So we can sort of have a bus stop down here and have people just walk up this grandiose sort of entranceway area. Do we have any loan out at the moment? We don't. Good. So that's all our money we can spend on whatever the hell we want. Like bus stops and buses and bus stop peripheries. Peripheries? Peripherals? Words have meanings, and I use them. Boom. Built a bus stop. That's a distraction. Cool. So connecting the road up over here should be a simple exercise. Nothing's ever simple in this game. Who am I kidding? Now, please make a reasonable intersection. It's actually not too bad. Why did I put a dead-end bus stop there? I could have just had one on the street. Let's just pretend we didn't spend all that money for no reason and put one on the street. Yay! How good is that? I did it. Oh, yay. Build a road. Can we snap that straight? And we can snap one up. No, you had it. There you go. So we can create a nice sort of circular bus route around town. We'll drop a bus stop in, I guess. Let's see, because this station here doesn't cover much. So we'll need to make sure that even though this bus stop covers this whole area, we'll need to make sure that the area not covered by the station can access the bus to go one stop. It makes sense in my mind, okay? We'll build a bus stop here for if the town grows while we're not paying attention. We'll put one there, and we'll put one, I guess, here. Now that should give us coverage of the whole town. Yes, 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 and yes. Excellent. So we don't get anything down this way, but we can always build another bus route down there at a later date as the town expands. So we'll put a bus depot out here because there's nothing much going on, and we'll set up just a cute little circle route around town. So we're going to go this way, that way, that way, that way, and that's the circle. So this is Mesquite City Circle. Boom. Did I spell that right as per the town? Mesquite, Mesquite. Oh, I nailed it. Boom. We're going from high to high. We'll need to put some stagecoaches on there. Oh, again with the road vehicles. I hate road vehicles. He says, building more road vehicles. Mesquite City Circle, please. I'll just quickly tend to... what is it? Road vehicle 31. Where are you? You're on the orange City Circle. May as well just renew all of them. Yeah, City Circle is a bus. There you go. Yay! Huzzah! And you guys have set off to do your thing as well. Now, there's not much point having a city circle in Mesquite without actually running some trains down there. So we're going to need to get up this hill. And it actually looks like it's going to be easier than I thought. That's not even that much of a grade. I mean, we'll go single track for now because won't have too many trains. Okay, that's definitely a thing that's occurred. I can't really do anything about that. Can I bring it? No, okay. What if we back it off a bit, and instead of going over this little hump here, we go through it, sort of like that, and then start the climb on the other side, because otherwise we end up with a weird bump in the tracks. So I think that's going to work out a bit better. Yeah, that's not great, but it's better than having that big bump here. So a bit of a cutting here won't hurt anyone. Now we need to run the line up past this iron ore mine, so we'll do so. Where are we going? Rockford over there. We'll do so. Oh, hello, autosave. We'll do so like that. That seems reasonable. That's all right. And then we'll just run it down to meet the existing goods line, which should be a mere formality, and it is. There we go, and we may as well double track it into town. And I bet I've put this track on the wrong side. Let's have a little look. Yeah, we have. So we're going to have to rebuild this junction here after the plank train goes through. So if you could hurry up, please. Oh, actually, before we rebuild the junction, we'll need to put a bit of a junction in here as well. So if we put in that, can we make it across? I thought I fixed all the road vehicles that were due for fix. Ugly, 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 ugly. Make it stop, make it go away. Never want to see it again, ever, 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 ever. No, we'll put in just a more traditional junction there, as much as it pains me to waste that extra signal space. And we'll just hit the pause button and fix this junction after someone built it wrong. And that someone is me. How predictable. So this should remove all of our problems. It does. Good. And we'll hit play. And we'll throw some more signals down. We'll drop you down, make you a one way. That didn't break anything. No, good, good. Excellent. And we'll drop down a few autos in the section here to allow following movements, because we are going to have a few freight trains coming up and down here, and we're also going to have the passenger trains. So we want to avoid too much fussing about there. So that's good. We'll probably need to put a passing loop on this line, but I'd rather start running trains down there first. So where is our passenger line? Central line. Well, it's not central anymore, is it? It's become very easternly. Central east line. Eastal line. Yeah, I'm good at this. Let's just nope. Central east line. That'll do until we can come up with a proper name for it. And that proper name, who knows? It'll probably be the destination, because I'm boring. It'll probably be like Lakewood line or something equally unfancy and unfeeling. So after Rockford, we need to add in not Columbia. Columbia is where it goes. We need to add in Mesquite. And then after Mesquite, we want to come back through Rockford, please. Did that actually worked? First go, automatically. I'm actually taken aback by the fact that that worked first go without any problems. Just going to put the new station tool away. Going to close the window. And I'm going to accept it. And our bank balance is actually doing quite well. I think we're actually going to be okay. I don't think that the changeover in goods destination has been too much of a problem, because you've just unloaded your first lot of planks there. So we've got 34 planks sitting there just waiting for some plastic or steel to arrive. And what have you stopped for? You are waiting for... Please tell me you have plastic on board. Okay, you're making another empty run. So, you know, go you. But if you could actually bring some plastic next time. It's like it's like that guy that shows up to a dinner party with the $4 bottle of wine. Okay, it was me. And it was a wedding. You know what? This conversation isn't about me. It's about transport fever. Let's talk transport fever. So for him to make plastic, we need the oil train to be making deliveries. Well, we've got oil and fuel waiting to go. And you're going back for... Oh, you have taken some fuel already. So that's okay. All the pieces are in motion. Or something. Chess metaphor. The rook has taken the queen. I don't know. But things are working. Things are going to be fine. I do like this station on the hill, though. That's kind of cool. So that's good. So we've connected up Mesquite. Now, what was I actually trying to do? I was trying to connect up that steel mill, but it occurs to me that getting loaded steel trains up that hill isn't going to be the greatest of situations. So, yeah, that might be something we put on the back burner. Passenger trains. I've extended the line, but I haven't put any new trains on. That's the problem. We've got these two little buggers going. I reckon we put on another 2, maybe 3 trains if we can. Let's see. We'll probably go with the general again. I think she's a... She, he, I don't know. Am I being sexist by calling it a he? I think it's a solid choice, because we do have the Borsig, but, you know, less power, and we've got a few hills on the route, and these are freight engines down here, the Baldwin and the Prussian, so we'll go with another general, and we'll go with 4 passenger cars. We could increase capacity up to 5, but I'm just worried about slowing them down, and yeah. So we'll send you out on the Central East line, and you know what? We should have plenty of money to get another one. 4, and the general's only 300 grand, so yeah, that was surprisingly simple. Why aren't you leaving the depot? You shy? Did you come out for a Scooby snack? Here, boy. Come on. Come on. Oh, it's a good train. Oh, that's why. Never mind. You're doing well. Go you for respecting the law of the railway, which is don't run into another train. How are you doing? You're running nearly at capacity too. It might be time to consider shortening the line to Tucson here and just having everyone change there. But no, people are actually using it to get to Boston too, so I won't do that. As tempting as it might be, it'll be a short-term gain for long-term pain sort of thing, because we'll need to reinstate it eventually if we do that. We do need to find a way to get goods down to Boston though. So I'm thinking we try and use our distribution center here. We could run them down into this location here, this siding here, and then truck them in as we were. But considering we just sold all that stuff, probably not the smartest thing to do. So we'll probably have to branch off here and swing down around to try and get across in here. Oh dear, have we may be suffering from a backlog of oil because we've fulfilled Boston's fuel. Yeah, we need to find a new fuel customer before we start bringing goods into Boston. We might have to extend this train again into Orange, but extend it down into the freight terminal instead. So we'll keep the transfer track in the middle. This is just the standard curve station. We're going to have to rebuild the station as well if we want to ship down to Orange. So that might not be too, yeah. Because we need to get if I can get my words right. Because we're providing oil down here and all that's doing is providing fuel to Boston, if Boston doesn't demand any more fuel because it's already had its fuel needs met, then the oil refinery finds itself without customers and stops demanding oil, and therefore the oil well stops giving it to us to transport. So we need to rejig our station down here in orange. And that's good, because it looks like we do have plenty of capacity on the delivery cycle, although I have no idea why all the lorries have piled up. Lorries? All of the horse carts have piled up like they have. So you should be continuing in a second and getting out of the way. You're gonna keep going. Good. I'm gonna hit the fast forward button to get him out of the way, and I will rebuild this station as a flexible station so that we can actually have transfer tracks. Good. So let's just hit pause there. Demolish that. I know everything's going to be very upset for a minute, and I probably won't be able to rebuild it, and I will be crying into my porridge for a while. Did I build that as a longer station, actually? I might have built that as 240. Look at that, future-proofing. Go me. So we'll leave room for a transit track there, please. And we'll see if we can get this to connect up. It's not going to. Did I build it as 160, or what did I do? Let's just go back to 160 here and see if we can't attach it to that. No. What have I done now? What if we put in a bit of track here and try and connect up? It still won't work. Oh, because it's trying to build it on a hill, I bet. Yes. I'm trying to build it on an elevation. Yeah, on a slope. That's what the problem is. Silly Billy. Yeah, we only really need the shorter station at the moment, so we'll just leave it the way it is, because I figured I've already caused enough damage. We'll just demolish this road and rebuild it, because why the hell not? We'll just bring you down like that. That looks okay. What are you complaining about? Okay, oh, because I haven't connected the railway line up. Sorry. There you go. You're happy now? Good. Everything's back to normal. That's still in range of the truck stop. And we have another platform to play with. So we'll have to bring that down as a set of points like that. There, and then it connects up down the bottom there, so that it's not much of an issue. So I'll make that a one-way signal. We'll make that not a one. It's already not a one-way signal. Good work. And then we can run our fuel train in here and ship the fuel in. Where are the deliveries going? Deliveries are going to the commercial area. Right, okay, so we're going to need separate deliveries down to the industrial area. Orange really has segregated itself, hasn't it? We have the residential area here near the station. The commercial area is really trying to move around where the commercial deliveries are, and the industrial area is sort of spread out around this bus stop here, which is really cool. It's a bit of a case study in how you can shape a town in transport fever. So I want to sort of keep this away from the commercial area, because I would like to make sure that it's mostly fuel being delivered. So if I put it all the way over here, we can access a goodly amount of the industrial area with no overlap into the commercial whatsoever. And we will need to have a look at orange deliveries. So that's fine. So to keep it simple, I'll have them do one run like that, and then I'll have them do another run back like that. And that should be okay. And that way we can use one pool of trucks for everything, as opposed to having two separate pools. No, that'll work short term, but it won't work long term, because long term we're going to have to refit our trucks. Some of the more modern road vehicles, only tank wagons or only open wagons or only box vans or whatever. So no, I'll have to build a separate route. Sorry about all that dithering around. Now we will have a new line coming out of here. Oh, it's pink. How quaint. Well, we'll fix that, and we will call it Orange Industrial Deliveries, and we'll change Orange Deliveries to Orange Commercial Deliveries. There she blows. So if you could also follow there, and if your color could turn into orange. That's not getting confusing at all with the passenger line and the two freight lines, so let's make it dark orange. Or brown, I think it's preferred to be called. Brown. It's brown. Good. Okay. So we'll need to set up, how many trucks do we have on that one? We have 8 on that one, so we'll set up probably 8 on this other one. It's probably overkill, but yeah, we'll deal. If we have too many, we can always sell them later. So that's fine, and now all we'll do is re-extend our oil trains to carry. So all that work I did fixing this junction, I'm just going to unfix again. Points for effort, at least. So you will now, crude fuel, after Boston East, you will go down to Orange Annex, And so far, no complaint. And then back through Boston East. And everything is lined up fine. That's good. In fact, the fuel already wants to go to orange. I was surprised how well that worked. That's the second time this episode something has gone perfectly without any problems. Really starting to get suspicious here. So, immediately the fuel has shifted over because they've found a new customer in orange, and they're like, well, hey, let's just make use of that. So we've got an equal amount of fuel and oil coming in here, which is good at the old Columbia oil refinery. Where is that oil train? Is he doing a good job? That's a passenger train. I never actually finished connecting this track up anywhere either. Should probably do that. Where is the oil train? It's got to be somewhere en route, doesn't it? Hello. Oh, there it is. It's loading up here. That's okay. Oh, he's full loaded already. That's proven to be a decent. Yeah, he's doing all right for himself. That's good. And we still haven't had to extend the loan yet. So I think we're doing all right for ourselves. But now, so back to the original focus of today was extending our line down to Mesquite and then on to Lakewood to access this steel mill. I don't see any steel mills over near Orlando either, or Columbus. This might end up being the Columbus line because I'd say that's a natural sort of terminus there. But yeah, look, it looks like this will be the steel mill we have to go for. So we're going to have to make sure when we bridge the river at Mesquite, we do so in a way that gives us access down to the steel mill. Unless, of course, we build some sort of truck terminal and connect it up like that, but I'd rather not. Now, if we want to put transit tracks in here, can we? Where are we? Yeah, it doesn't require too much in the way of landscaping, so we can quite easily run the freight trains up and down this hill, because I'll probably have two tracks going up the hill, one for the freight trains and one for the passenger trains, so they can overtake. And look, there's a passenger. Hello. Where'd he go? Oh, he's buying a ticket, of course. Yes, got to buy a ticket. Or is he on this platform? He's disappeared. Okay, this is weird. Where'd he go? You all saw him walk in the door, right? There's nobody waiting. So, Mesquite is haunted. That's a thing we know now, and we'll never talk about again. Now, do we want to extend Mesquite to Lakewood, or do we want to build a new line, Rockford, round to Nashville, Minneapolis, San Bernardino, and Tucson? Oh my God, that is so much more tempting. But I think we might have to say that for next episode. No, but I want to do it now. Ooh. No, we will extend from Mesquite over to Lakewood so we have access to this steel mill for a future episode. So we'll select standard tracks. We'll bring them old contour lines back up again. Them old? Really? Is that how I'm saying it? That's how I've said it. It's been done. Can't take it back now. Even with the miracles of editing. So if we build sort of down around here, yeah, we can build a steel terminal quite easily over there. So that's good. Now this will be quite a low down bridge, but that's okay because we're near the edge of the map, so we don't really want to get ships through there anyway. Now, as I mentioned in a previous part, and if I didn't, I'm mentioning it now, I've removed speed limits for bridges with a mod so we can get a bit of variety in the old bridges. But that being said, I don't think this main line really wants to be a wooden bridge. The wooden brick one doesn't look too bad, though. It's sort of era appropriate. We could go with the viaduct. Oh, that's a nice looking viaduct over the river. We want to go with the grey one. No, we'll stick with the grey one. The grey one served us well. I quite like it. And that's a nice big gap for a ship that can't fit through. So, yeah, good for us. But now we've got to get up this hill to Lakewood. That's going to be a bit more of a challenge. What's on the way? A chemical plant we don't really need. Food processing plant we don't really need. This machine shop over here might become useful if we're building steel down here. Although what I'm really looking for... Wow, okay, there's a big drop on the other side of Lakewood. Maybe we don't want to go to Lakewood. Maybe we want to go to Plano. We could always build along the river to Plano. And that actually opens us up to iron ore down here as well. And a steel mill, never mind. Okay, so yeah, no, we wouldn't bring the iron ore. Or would we? Because if we use this iron ore, we can then bring the iron ore down to the steel mill and then bring the slag back up here to this construction material. Yeah, you know what? We're going to Plano. We've got a Plano to get to Plano. No, we've got a Plan-O to get to Plano. That's assuming that's how you pronounce that town name. Maybe it's piano and it's a funny L. I don't know. shut up and build some track. This is probably rather ambitious for our current passenger train when you think about it, because he's going to be running from Boston all the way up to Plano, when the more direct route would be through Columbia. But of course, that's a fairly unforgiving mountain pass. But yeah, it'll probably mean building more passenger trains, but I'm okay with that. And I think you are at home too. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this. Or you're just really bored and it's 3 a.m. and you've got nothing better to do. So if we could run the track over there past the food processing plant, please. And we'll just rebuild this country road without buggering our level crossing, right? Right. Good work, team. Go us. So this should be fairly simple building alongside the river here. It should be pretty flat. Well, it's not that flat. I was hoping to build bigger chunks at a time, but that's actually... Well, let's put a dip in, and it's drawn a contour line around it. I was a bit concerned about what had happened there. Plano's actually a really good-sized town too. So I'm thinking if we can sort of tap into this industrial area, we can get the construction materials coming down and the slag going up there from the steel mill. We've also got an oil well over here we can use with this conveniently placed refinery to make fuel. But we need to build a passenger station somewhere around here. I'm thinking the top end of town, near the commercial district, because I can't see getting one in down by the coast without demolishing a heck of a lot of buildings. So I'm going to have to knock your house down, I'm sorry, but it was very cheap, so I'm not really disadvantaged at all. So we want to make sure we have no slope. That's also a freight station. I don't want to build a freight station, I want to build a passenger station. I don't really want transit tracks, please. I just want... do we want to go double track? We'll probably extend... Well, we've got a few options. We can go to Merino Valley, we can go to Cincinnati. We wouldn't go back to Lakewood from here. We'd go up from Mesquite. Yeah, we'll put a couple of platforms in here just as a future-proofing gesture. So we'll pop that in at the end of the road there. That's actually reasonably flat and nice and easy to build. Everything is coming out Millhouse today. Oh, hang on. Why is it suddenly taking a chunk out of the land there? I don't know, but it's staying flat, so I'll allow it. Now you're gonna have a bit of argy-bargy with the road there, so we'll get rid of the road and put the track in like that, and then just rebuild the road with a fancy level crossing that autosave is interrupting me checking. Yeah, it looks alright. If the train goes across and has one heckin' speed bump, then we'll know we've done something wrong. We'll also connect up this track here, just in case. What's complaining? What's wrong? Train 15 is waiting at this signal, and train 4 is at this signal. Okay, why is that a problem? Oh, because train 15 wants to get over to this track. So train 4, if you could turn... You can't turn around, okay. What if we turn you around? Okay, you're going to try and go to Boston East. That's something I need to fix like yesterday. And I will do so by getting rid of that signal. Yes, that should solve that problem, because trains won't leave this area here until they got a clean path through the tunnel now. But that is a tunnel that's going to need to be double tracked. In fact, I will do it now, because, well, I don't want this problem happening again. And it's time I stop cheaping out on double tracking because, well, as you've just seen, it bites us in the behind. Behind. Yeah. Good. Okay, so that's a temporary fix at that end. We'll temporary fix this end as well. What are you colliding with the signal there? Okay. So we'll not... We can't knock those points out just yet, because we need to have a connection at this end to get to the passenger platform. What if we put in... Will that work, or will that be ugly? That will be ugly. I mean, look at that. I don't know if you can see it, but look at that dip there. It's like chugga, 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 bang! Chugga, 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 chugga. Chugga, chugga being the official description of what happens when a train goes down a dip like that, which is awful. Was that the way the points were originally? No, I demolished the wrong set of tracks. And now this train is completely confused. I've made quite a meal of this, haven't I? Let's just demolish everything, pausing the game, and we'll rebuild this junction from scratch, because I think that's the only way I'm going to save this. I think I've done some damage here. So inbound trains, yeah, we'll demolish all of this. Inbound trains need to be able to get to the passenger terminal, which we'll build up here, and we'll set a points in like that. Now this is an outbound track, so he comes down like that, and this is an inbound track like that, and then the oil train needs a way to cross over as well. Okay, so I think I've fixed everything, and of course it's made that junction absolutely hideous. So blammo, 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 blammo. Just demolish it back a bit and start again. Because if in doubt, bulldoze everything and try again. You know, it's kind of a metaphor for life, really. Please do not bulldoze anything you own and say, I told you to do it. Okay, that isn't working. Why is that not working? We might have to go with a more gentle sort of crossover situation here. Let's try... That's a bit more attractive. I think it's because of the dip down to the freight station we've got going on there. That's probably why it's not connecting up properly. So we'll bring you down like that, and then we'll have to have you sort of connect up down near the tunnel. Are you gonna want to do that for me? You gonna do that? Yeah, I know the Eastern Suburbs line's been disconnected. Why is this keep getting weird? It's getting all weird down here. I don't like it. I don't want to build a triple track tunnel just to get over my own stuff up. So hopefully, no, that's still not going to work. Why are you being so funky? Why is that? Okay, what if we make the freight tracks just one track coming down to this junction here? Is that junction itself isn't too bad. So if we can just have the freight tracks all connect up. I mean, it's not an ideal situation, but it'll get us out of the jam we're currently in. So if I hit play, you should know where you're going. And everything should go back to running smoothly. I think we're going to end up having a 4-track tunnel with the 2 freight tracks and having the junction on the other side somewhere. Eastern Suburbs line reports problems. Could not connect all stations. Oh, because we never put the set points in here. Sorry, my bad. We'll just back that off a bit and put that in there. And Eastern Suburbs line is happy again. Yay! I fixed it after I stuffed it. Goody. We'll also need a signal in here for the passenger trains to scooch up in case there's a goods train crossing in front of them, which obviously is something to avoid, but is unavoidable with my shocking junction building. Yeah, I'm thinking we move the junction to sort of over here. Might have to get rid of this level crossing. In fact, I want to get rid of the level crossing because it's made the tracks all ugly. Bye-bye. Goodbye, problem. Yeah, I'm gonna quad track this tunnel at great expense to myself because it's gonna get me out of the mess that I've made. Hopefully. So quad tunnel. Boom. I realize I've gotten completely distracted from the original point. Wow, that's an impressive looking tunnel too. Yeah. And we'll put the freight tracks over separately, coming out of here, and then we'll have the junction on this side. We might actually be able to get rid of this tight corner as well. I'm not a massive fan of the corner going into the tunnel anyway. So let's just hit the old pause button, pause a Rooney there. And we'll just sort of back everything off back up here. And bring this track down like that. And this track up like that. And then we'll just sort of fill in the blanks. So you need to come down here. We'll try and keep him parallel as much as possible and then have him join up like that. That's fine. And now we'll have you come down here, paralleling. You can join that track like that. And then come off like that. Now, is that actually going to work? Yes, because that way it keeps... Yes, we're sharing this little bit of track here, but it keeps the junction from having any diamonds. And as we've seen, diamonds can sometimes freak out when they're on grades, whereas turnouts... Well, as you can see, turnouts don't like grades either, so we're going to have to fix that. But yeah, turnouts seem to handle grades a little bit better than the old diamond junction does. So how's that look? That's a bit better. And look, the game's even figured out what I'm trying to do, hopefully. No, it hasn't. Everything wants to use one track. Well, forget we looked at that, because that's awful. One-way signal there, please. One-way signal there, please. It would help if I connected this end of the tunnel up as well. So we'll have to quickly get this freight train out of the way. No one's complaining, which means everything will connect up eventually. But yeah, for now, we'll just have to demolish that, demolish that, demolish that, demolish that, demolish that. And we will instead connect this up like that. And like that. And then we'll obviously need a track for the oil train to come across on. Like that. Now, everything should be fine. Yes, see? No, it's not fine. Okay, never mind. Continue. Wait, no, maybe it is fine. No, the passenger train's still trying to use one line. Okay, we'll just have to put down a few more signals until we're blue in the face, and hopefully everything will work out. And it's funny because it's blue in the face because the passenger line is actually coloured blue. So it works on 2 levels. We really need gantry signals for this sort of situation here because I'm worried a train going this way will just smack the signal arm off. Now that's fixed the passenger line, fixed the freight lines up, so that's okay. We just need to signal up the rest of this junction. So that's an outbound track there, that's an outbound track there. Signal. I have a signal before trains go into the tunnel as well. Probably don't want one on that side rather, in case it bunches them up. I'll have one there. Now over here, coming in, that should be a one-wayer there. It is. So that should be fine. Everything should be able to find its way through this junction reasonably well. We'll have to see how that goes as we add more trains, though, because we might have to find a way to get the diamond junctions in just to avoid this shared track situation. But I don't think that looks too bad. I think that'll work. But back to our original project and how I want to finish today is by actually connecting up Plano to the network rather than building the station and then getting freaked out by some sort of lost train. So even though we're not going to double track it, we'll need to add a few passing loops in here. So I'll probably throw one in about here. There was a lot of care and thought and calculation put into that. So we'll put that in there, connecting them up at both ends there. And we'll throw down the signals as well to make it all work nicely. I actually did put it there for a reason. It's next to this this terminal here. So when we do start using the terminal, we already have the passenger double tracking in place to avoid having to deal with that. Now we'll also want one for the same reason down around here. We will stop just shy of the bridge though, because I don't particularly want to double track the bridge unless I have to. Yeah, it's already short, that's fine. So I'll throw a set of points in there. And excuse me, autosave, what are you doing? You're doing good work. I'm just kidding. I'm not judging or questioning your abilities, because I don't know if I mentioned it, but one of these episodes I did, I think it was Transport Tycoon, not Transport Fever. I recorded a whole episode, built a bunch of stuff, and then forgot to save the game. So, yeah, it felt pretty stupid when I loaded the game up and realized it was at the start of the episode and not the end. There was lots of questions asked. We went through the black box and found out it was my sheer stupidity for not saving the game. Yeah, don't make that a one-way signal, doofus. That would be weird. We'll also make sure we connect up this platform here. And if I'm correct, that platform is actually on the right side for the double track when we build it through eventually. So completely by accident, but finally I haven't stuffed up or double tracked the section, which is good. And we'll put in a couple of signals in here and go ahead and make them one way. I know it's going to break the junction. It's not the junction, the line, because obviously trains can't get into that platform, but that's okay because we will be extending trains from Mesquite to Plano and back to Mesquite, and then we will just change the platform at Mesquite over to platform 1. Why is that not working? Why can't you get to Plano that way? Did I make something a one-way signal I shouldn't have? Did I make this a one-way signal? No. Okay, why can't you get to Plano? Why can't you go this way? Did I make that? No, it's not a one-way signal. Okay. That's fine. Okay, I'm very confused. Why can't you get from Mesquite Platform 1, which is over here, to Plano? I've put a one-way signal in here. That's completely my fault, and I can't blame the train or the junction or the route or anything except myself. So now everything should be good, and we should probably put a few more trains on this route because it is now, I would say, the longest route on the map so far, because we're coming from Boston all the way to Plano via Mesquite, which is a decent trek. So I'm thinking we'll need another 2 trains Don't really have the funds for that at the moment, so I will borrow up again, but we'll be able to pay the loan down pretty quickly now that this goods line is bedded in. We've got plastic and fuel waiting down here. Fuel for the trucks, plastic for the train. That's good. Let's go to this train depot here that's served us well. We'll get another The General, and we'll get 4 cars for it and send it out on the Central East line. And we should easily be able to afford another one in the same boat. Off you go. So we now have a total of, what's that, 6 trains on that line. Is that good? What's that? Frequency 12 minutes. Okay, what's that like for our other train lines? The other passenger line, for example, Eastern Suburbs line, frequency of 30 minutes, so way better than that. And the Southern line is also 12 minutes, so that's good. So that should keep our passengers ticking along happily. We'll pay back 2 of the $3 million loan. And that's pretty much all she wrote for this part, I think. I actually, before we wrap things up, I'll probably put a passing loop in along this section as well, just because it's a bit of a long single track section to have without the opportunity to overtake, well, not overtake, to pass an opposing train. So I'll just slap down a couple of signals, completely half-ass this. Like I did one of the other passing loops. Don't make that a one-way signal. That would be stupid. Don't make that a one-way signal, but we can make that a one-way signal. There we go. And just in time, because we've just gone straight into the red at the start of June. Is anyone waiting to go? Wow, everyone wants to go to Plano. That's well, we've literally just connected it. We haven't even put a bus service in at Plano. Something I will do before the episode ends as well. But wow, Plano, popular destination. I'll borrow the loan up a bit just to get this bus route going, and I'll then finish up for the day. But I'll get us back in the green before the next episode. Back in the green, back in the black. I don't know what's the correct term. I think it's back in the black, but green feels better than black, and that's not a racism thing. That's just when you see the profits go up, it's green. It's not black. It's. Stop talking. If we connect that up, we will be demolishing buildings. So, because I sort of want to be able to service this part of town, because the town has clearly decided it wants to expand over here. For now, I reckon we'll get a city circle in, and we'll worry about further routes later. So we'll put a bus stop in there, put one in there, drop one in there, drop one sort of in the center of town, and that should cover us. We do need a depot though. Let's just drop that loan back a bit so I don't forget. We'll build a depot sort of out in the sticks here, I guess. That'll also serve us bringing fuel into town. And we need to build the route first. Don't build road vehicles. This is not Transport Tycoon. So we're going to be coming from here, and we're going to drop people off in the center of town, and then we'll just do a bit of a lap, and all will be well. And this is a Plano City Circle. I'm getting really predictable with my names. Eventually we might even replace this with a stop down here and just have a tram doing a circle around here and save this for buses from out of town that aren't doing the city circle. But for now, I'll just drop back that loan a bit more. That will do for the Plano route, and I'll get 4 stagecoaches going on there. Yeah, get you on the old Plano city circle. And hopefully when people arrive at the station, that means they actually have some way to go places. They don't have to get off and walk into town, because the station is at the commercial district. So that makes sense why people would want to travel on the train. Yeah, there we go. Planned it. It was all planned. No accidents. So you're bringing 4 passengers in, and you must be one of the new trains because you don't have much of a financial history. Cha-ching. No, the 4 people on the train are continuing on as well. So that's good. We do have 3 people waiting to go back towards Rockford, so that's something. It might actually prompt us to send some goods from this factory down to Plano, actually, if we can, maybe in a future part, because building the road won't be easy, and I sort of don't want to build a railway line down there. But I think we've done quite well today. We've extended across to the other side of the river for the first time, and we've watched our new goods factory at Mesquite start bedding in, as opposed to the one we built a couple of parts ago that, well, really didn't really get a chance to shine, did it? I still have to go through and demolish all the stuff we don't need down there, but I think we've done quite well for ourselves. Sort of. Just waiting for the money to tick up a bit. Yeah, no, so what are we going to do in the next part? I'm not 100% sure. I sort of feel like we're extending too far to the south. We've ignored these three towns here. So I think there is potential for a true central line that we run out of Boston to San Bernardino, or even via Tucson to San Bernardino to make that more of a junction, up to Minneapolis and Nashville, because Minneapolis especially looks like it's going to be a good town to connect up. It's a decent size. And then we can explore a line from Ventura, Minneapolis to Rockford, or up to Nashville or something. But that's all still to come, folks. I do want to keep extending our passenger network while our freight network slowly expands to help prop up potentially loss-making passenger routes, at least at the start. But until that happens, this has been Transport Fever. I've been T-Nick. I want to thank you for your company, and I look forward to seeing you back here again next week for some more catastrophic decisions. Anyway, thanks for watching. Later days.